boy 4550, and this is going to be my part 2 on Resident Evil, and I'm going to probably name this segment "How to Revive the Series." You know, I mean, there's probably people out there that are going to say, well, the action's okay or whatever, but there's a lot of people that are saying that they want survival horror to be brought back fully, not just cut in half and then thrown in a game. But yeah, like I said in my previous video, you know, bring back all the characters: Claire, Barry, Rebecca, Billy. Hell, you can even go with some of the characters from the side stories and stuff, you know. But I mean, even if they didn't mess with the game and they wanted to keep it that way, there's still some other stuff that they could do. Like, for instance, I was thinking two things here. I'm going to say the number one thing now because I don't have it written down, is what if they just release like a Resident Evil anime, you know? Like, maybe each season could be you know, about 25 or 50 episodes each, and you know, I guess you could have seasons and sub-seasons depending on what it was about. I would say the first season would of course be, you know, the events of Resident Evil 1. Now, that'd be pretty fucking awesome right there, and you know, that'd please a lot of fans right there, you know. But I don't know. I just don't see why they don't do that. And just in case some people are thinking about maybe the CGI movies that are out, the Resident Evil Damnation and the Regeneration, those are CGI, not anime. So yeah. But anyways, you know, just a anime series going through the entire Resident Evil universe. You know, that'd be pretty awesome, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be happy about that, as long as they stuck to the storyline and all that stuff. Then yeah, it'd be pretty awesome. Because you know, there could be a lot of stuff explained throughout that series that probably never got explained throughout the games. You know, like in Resident Evil 1, we could figure out what happened when everyone that was left alive flew on a helicopter, what had happened to Wesker, exactly how he got out and everything, you know. I mean, he probably talked about it, but, you know, it'd be better to actually visually see what happened. I mean, it'd be pretty sweet. But, yeah. That would be something that they could possibly consider. I'm pretty sure no one would disagree with me on that, you know. That'd be pretty awesome. Devil May Cry, you know, would be pretty sweet too, you know. They had I would say, like a mini anime series that came out that looked like it was pretty awesome. I watched the entire series on Netflix. I'd have to say it's pretty awesome, you know, it's a side story and everything, so yeah. But the other thing is, if they're not sure on if survival horror is the way to go, why not release a game over PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade, and, you know, on PC and possibly Nintendo eShop or 3DS and the Vita, you know. Like, the idea I have is, I'm pretty sure some of you remember Resident Evil Gaiden. If I said it right. Now, I'm not saying copy everything exactly from that, but, you know, use a system that's like Revelations, and, you know, something like that would actually work pretty good, you know, because it'd be survival horror, and, you know, it'd give everyone a chance. You know, release that in chapters about, you know, you can release a chapter, you know, about every 2 or 3 months, and, you know, one of those chapters would have like maybe 3 or 4 sub chapters, you know, lasting anywhere from about maybe anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. You know, and you can look for hidden stuff and all that. That'd be pretty sweet right there. As far as I know, Resident Evil Gideon is you play as Leon, and I guess he's on a boat or whatever. I mean, I really haven't played it. I've seen some videos, but that's pretty much it. But I guess they could possibly use the same story or amp it up a little bit, depending on what it was about. But yeah, that'd be pretty sweet right there if they did that. I would say that that would be a good test for them to see how, how popular that would be, and go with that. So that's, one way to go about it. And then the other thing is, they need to create their own goals without following anybody else's. Like, create their own game without following the example that Call of Duty is doing. Because I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be the next step, is they're going to change it to an FPS game. And yeah, I have a hard enough time dealing with Resident Evil the way it is right now. Like, I mean, I really don't need to go into details, but it's just, the games are okay and I can deal with it, but it just doesn't seem like the series is, it doesn't seem like it's Resident Evil at all. The only thing that's keeping the name to it is the characters, and that's it. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just, I honestly don't see why they had to switch it as much as they did. But my guess is they're testing out everything. They're testing out Revelations to see how popular that would be, but since it's only being released on one system, like the 3DS, that's not going to be good enough. But I got something to tell you guys that I'm not exactly sure it's going to happen. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but this would be my guess. Since the Revelations is coming out on the 3DS, we know the Wii U is going to be coming out sometime this year, and we know that when you play the Wii U, you got a second, screen on your controller. So you got a screen on your controller, and then you got your TV screen, which equals 2 screens, right? Well, if you look at the DS, that's pretty much the same thing. So I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna know what that's gonna lead to then, which is, I hope this comes true. I hope it does. I hope they release Resident Evil Revelations on the Wii U in HD. That'd be... I'd probably be more stoked for that fucking game than anything. I mean, that'd be the one thing right there that would make me happy right there. I'm pretty sure it'd make a lot of other people happy too. I mean, I don't know. It's just the way that I see it. The main reason why they put the extra screen on there is because they seen how big it was on the DS, and they want to try to replicate that with the Wii U. So my guess is they're either going to have some kind of a system where you can download DS games and play them on your Wii U, or they're going to have a slot on the Wii U or the controller that you can plug in your DS games and possibly play them. I'm not saying that that's going to happen or whatever. I'm going to say it's a possibility because, it has, you got your screen on the controller, and the system, pretty much uses 2 screens. Your TV and controller screen. So that just seems like a logical deal right there, which I'm surprised no one's even brought up, But that's just one of the things I hope that happens, because yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, I mean, one other thing too is they could possibly be releasing Resident Evil Zero on the Resident Evil remake in HD on I guess the Wii Shop or Nintendo Network, which is what they're calling it now. So that'd be pretty sweet if they did that. I mean, we still don't know what's happening with that. Last time I heard, they were possibly going to change the name of the Wii U. So just gotta wait and see. And there's been rumors that Sony and Microsoft are going to not release but announce their consoles at this year's E3. I think that they're going to at the very least say something at E3. So if they don't release the console this year, they're at least going to say that they're working on it. And I'm not going to believe what anybody else says, because I mean, pretty much they usually do that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna say that so that way they'll steal some of the spotlight from Nintendo, so that way everyone will start thinking about that, and they'll start thinking, well, which one do I get, Because honestly, there's some people that are probably going to say, well, I just bought a system, But people are probably going to say, well, they're going to they want to stick to the 10-year life cycle plan, which doesn't necessarily mean they can't overlap that with a new generation. You got to think too that back in the PS1 days and the I'm not going to say the PS2 because that's way over 10. But PS1 days and the other one, PS1 system and the other systems, they usually support them, or they usually put them on the shelves for a good 5 years, and then they release a new one. So I don't know. People usually wait until they're almost done with the generation, and then they go out and buy them. I mean, I could see why this generation that happened is because they fucking, they were expensive. But usually, if you don't get a console within the first 5 years that it comes out, then you're pretty much, I mean, I'm not going to say you're screwed or anything, but they'll still support the systems if it comes out. But at the very least, if you want to enjoy the current gen systems, depending on what generation it is, you gotta at least have the system within a good 2 or 3 years. If you do that, then you're pretty much set. But if not, then pretty much right as soon as you buy a system after 5 years it's been out, then pretty much down the road they're gonna announce it. So I don't know, but but either way, I just don't know why it's turning out to be like this with the way they're changing everything. I mean, this isn't the only game that they're attempting to change. You can look at pretty much all the games that have been around for a good 10 or 15 years, and they're trying to change almost everything. Final Fantasy, Resident Evil. They tried doing that with Dino Crisis, and that really didn't go too good. That's out. Final Fantasy, and I probably already said that, but there's other ones too. And I don't get it. There's like the big thing too is like everything is revolving around sequels nowadays. When there's like other games that they released on consoles before that they haven't even done a sequels to. Like Earthbound, I know that was a Nintendo, Super Nintendo's game right there. I really haven't played it. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so if I ever find it, and if I ever can afford it, I'll get it. But it's games like that that were only released on one system and they never go back to it. Why? And, you know, it just does. I just don't understand why they stop with that stuff. I mean, that, you know, which leads me to the next thing, you know, which is no one ever takes risks anymore. I mean, you could say that you don't want to, you know, that it costs millions and millions of dollars to produce a game. Well, you know, I mean, you don't have to fucking have everything super slick on graphics and everything. I mean, yeah. That's the other problem with things, is everything is so hooked up on the graphics that that's where all the resources are going, and they're not focused on the gameplay or where you know, where the roots of the game came from. They're ignoring that completely, and they're just focusing on what, you know, what's popular. They're not doing what everyone wants them to do. It's as simple as that, you know. But either way, like I said, I'm gonna still. I am getting Revelations. That it's gonna come out pretty soon. I'm gonna have that. I'm probably gonna get me that circle pad attachment. I don't know why the fuck it's exclusive to GameStop. That company just needs to go down. It's simple as that, because they take everyone else out, and for everyone that says that that's just how the way the business is, yeah. Because that's another thing that I'm gonna plan on doing is I don't know exactly when, but I'm gonna try and attempt to fucking switch my shit at school, and I'm gonna go for business. And I'm going to actually learn how to operate a business, and I'm going to try and get my own video game store going up, and I'm going to go and take them out. Well, not, you know, that probably sounds like a joke, but I actually want to try and get my own video game business, because I know I can do it better than fucking GameStop. It's just the way they treat their customers and everything. I think I probably already told you guys, like, if I had my own store, you know, I'd have everything available online, even though, you know, I'd probably be a local store here first. I don't know if I'd ever make it a, you know, a global thing, because, and you know, it'd be probably be too bad, you know, too many people that would corrupt the system. But I don't know. I can't talk about that because I really don't know what the hell would happen. But either way, I would have it at least that way on Tuesdays. Actually, Monday night or Mondays, I'd be open from. I'd probably open a little bit later, but I would stay open later, well into Tuesday morning, so that way any game that gets released on Tuesday will be released at my store first before anybody else's. I don't understand why no game store has ever thought about doing that. It's not, I mean, I don't see how it would be against any, I guess, any rules or anything like that would be set up. As long as it's on the day, the specific date that they set for the release, and it's midnight, and it's the following day that it's supposed to be released, then people can buy that game. So I don't see why anybody hasn't done that yet. And I just don't see why games have to cost that much, you know. If I had my game store, I would probably sell games for at least $5 or $10 cheaper brand new, because that's just how I see it. I mean, I can't go into, like, I can't say I know exactly how much a game costs when a store buys it, because I really don't know that. But I would try my very best to sell it $5 or $10 cheaper brand new than what fucking GameStop would. And I don't understand why GameStop and from what, yeah, you know, I know Sinman was talking about video games, etc. too. The way they have their shit set up for their games. That's just bullshit. You buy a game there and it's fucking expensive, but when you trade it in, they give you shit for money. The way I see it, if I'm gonna sell a game for fucking... If I'm gonna sell a game for 30 or 40 bucks, I'd say 35. If I'm gonna sell a game for $35, I'm gonna give you at least between $15 and $20 for that game. That will leave me some room to profit off of that. I don't need to fucking... Because it's like this. Those stores will give you maybe $5 to $10. And that'll be it. And that's depending on if you want fucking store credit or cash. But, yeah. And then the other thing is I don't even know if they work out. Well, they got deals and stuff, but all my customers that I would have is I'd work out. You know, I'd ask you like what you're looking for. You know, try and talk to you to get to know you and see what your situation is with money and stuff like that, and we can work out a deal or something, depending on what your situation was. I mean, I really don't know exactly what I'd have to do in school in order to get that. But if any of you guys know, yeah, leave that in the description down below. Or, not description, but leave that in the comments down below. And I know this is way off topic, but it's just something that I wanted to say to you guys for a while. So, yeah. I mean, you know, hell, even if you guys wanted to open up your own video game business and do that, then fucking go for it, you know. I'm gonna try and do that because I know I could do it better than fucking GameStop. And yeah, I don't know why anybody would defend GameStop, probably because they got some stocks in it or something like that. But you look on YouTube and you type in GameStop rants, and you watch all those videos and you come back and tell me that GameStop is awesome. I could sell fucking games myself or trade them with anybody else on YouTube and get a better deal than I ever could over at fucking GameStop. I could sell games on fucking eBay for a lot more than I could fucking get from GameStop. Or Video Games, etc. or wherever, you know. No, people are going to say, well, that's just how the business goes. Well, yeah. The way I see it, business shouldn't fucking screw you enough like that to where you only get fucking pennies while they're fucking making hundreds of dollars and shit like that. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. And if people are going to say that it does, make a video response going against my argument saying that it does. Because I want to see it. I want to see why people would say that. Because it just doesn't. You know? But, yeah. And I guess that's my little GameStop or video game store rant right there. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be buying Revelations. I'm going to be buying 2 copies of Operation Raccoon City, the collector's edition. One for the 360 and one for the PS3 because I got friends on both that I want to play with. So if you want to play with me on those games, then, you know, send me actually, you should, if you watch my previous videos, then you already know what my gamer tag is. But if you, my gamer tag and my PSN ID. But if you send me a friend invite, put a message on there saying that, you know, you're a friend from YouTube or whatever. Or if you can't do that for some reason, just send me a message on in my inbox on YouTube, and we'll get things settled there. But yeah, Operation Raccoon City, and then I don't know when, but the Resident Evil Chronicles HD collection, which has Umbrella Chronicles and Dark Side Chronicles, is supposed to come out sometime this year. I'm guessing that they're possibly going to release it maybe in the summertime, in between Operation Raccoon City and Resident Evil 6. Probably the same time they release Resident Evil Damnation, so. But I'm also going to get that since I got the move, and I played both of those games and they're awesome, so. And when Resident Evil 6 comes out, I'll still get that, so. I'll still get it because I'm going to at least give it a chance. I'll give it one more chance, just for what it is, But I swear to God, the next fucking game comes out and we gotta play as Leon or Chris again. Yeah, that's it. There's so many fucking other characters in the universe that Resident Evil universe that they can use. Why can't they use any of them? Why don't you pair fucking Jill and Claire together or something? You can do something like that, but no. They gotta be focused on fucking characters that are so fucking, populated that that's all they use. That's all they'll ever use, is because they don't want to go with anybody else. I just don't understand. But yeah. I don't know. Crazy thing is too is I don't know why. I think it was 2 years back when Sony at E3 announced that Resident Evil was coming to the PSP, and they never brought it over. I'm guessing that was probably Revelations. That'd be my guess. Unless they're making it for the Vita, I'm not sure. But if I had to make my guess, I'd say Revelations was originally going to be on PSP, but they switched it over to the 3DS. So, I don't know. But this will be it for this part of the Resident Evil, Resident Evil rant, or Resident Evil talk, I guess. I'll probably put up another video if anything else Resident Evil comes out. Oh yeah, another point that I'm going to make is you can see how the series is going if you follow it. Follow both each time the movies and the games came out. You can see that they were starting to bring them closer and closer together. That's why they fused the action into Resident Evil, is because of the fucking movies. And that's what I think that's also what I think they're trying to do, is they're trying to bring the movie into the game. And I have a funny feeling that they're gonna in 6 or in the next Resident Evil, if that isn't the last, they're gonna bring Alice into the picture. Which, yeah. Actually, I'm not gonna stop there, because we gotta talk about those fucking Resident Evil movies too. I don't even know why they didn't even bother sticking to the storyline. And I know the director, the one that made the movie, says, well, we don't want it to be the exact same thing because you'll know what happens every single time. You can still stick to the storyline, but you can change a few things. But what you did was you changed the fucking whole story completely without following anything. You could have changed how it went. Usually, a movie and a game will always be different, even if you do it the same fucking way. Because there's just, some things that you can do with games that you that you can't do with movies, and there's some things with movies that you can't do with games. You know, stuff like that. I mean, it would have been fucking awesome. I mean, I'm not sure how Rob Zombie would have done it if he would have had if he would have been able to, you know, make the movies. I know for a while back that that they were talking about him doing it before the first movie came out, I think, and they said that Rob Zombie could possibly take the rights for it. If you did, I guarantee you that the movies would be fucking kick ass. All right, it would have been so fucking awesome. I mean, right now they're okay. They're not like the best thing. It's, you know, it's kind of similar to Resident Evil 5. You know, when I played Resident Evil 5, I saw the trailers for the movie and I was like, oh, you know, it'll be okay. And then I watched the movie and, you know, it was okay, but it really wasn't, you know, that exciting. I mean, I could say that it was pretty awesome to see a Resident Evil movie.